Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Some of you guys have been liking the more casual kind of just chit chat, ramble. So I thought I would keep with that format for another video because I always have something to ramble about. Last time I was walking, the day before that, I was doing my makeup and meal prepping. Today, I thought I would talk to you guys while I'm folding some laundry. I just got out of the shower. I did my makeup. I did not do my hair because I don't know, I didn't feel like it. But yeah, I'm just gonna be doing folding some laundry while I chat to you guys about just, yeah, what's been on my mind and some certain things that have been in the news recently. So today is actually a cleaning day for me. I don't know if you can see the background a little bit, maybe. My house is a mess. Just full disclosure, it's a mess. So today must be a cleaning day. I have to do laundry. I have to straighten up. I need a mop. I need to do all these things. I need to do a little bit of meal prepping too. I finished my workout a little while ago. I just did a 2-mile walk today because that's just, I don't know, that's just all I felt like doing. And then I also did like 35 minutes of weights. So I did some deadlifts. I did some shoulder presses, a little bit of abs. So yeah, I feel really good on that front. Like I said, just showered. And now I'm going to start doing my laundry. Yeah, you know, I need to be better about cleaning, but it's just like, I like having a clean house. I know how to clean. When I get into like the groove, then I will really get into a groove. Like I've told you guys, I can burn a lot of calories cleaning and, you know, I'll clean everything. But it just takes a lot to get me in that mindset sometimes. Like, and it's also like, okay, if I can either clean or I could work on something else. You know what I mean? And I definitely understand like why the rich get richer. Like we do not have the same 24 hours in the day as a rich person, okay? Because it's like, I mean, just think about it. Some of you guys are moms too, so I know you know what I'm talking about. I don't have kids, so I can't, you know, really complain as much as you guys can. But like, it's just so true because it's like, you have to choose where to put your time. It's like, okay, I could either spend 2 hours cleaning the house, which needs to get done, or I could spend 2 hours working on my business or working on something else, right? And you have to choose. The problem is like, you have to clean your house at some point, right? Like there are some things like you just have to do in your daily life. When rich people, like they can just hire people to do that stuff, right? And so yeah, it's a lot easier to be a successful business person when you have someone that is cleaning the house, taking care of the kids, like, because you can focus your energy elsewhere. Anyhow, that's just something I think about a lot because I'm just like, every time I have to clean, I'm like, God, I wish I could just hire someone. I wish that, you know, that was in the budget. But anyway, whatever, we're here now. So a lot of you guys ask me to do videos on different like influencers and people. And you know, I sometimes I do those videos and I may do some more in the future. And really the only reason I don't sometimes, like for example, like you guys have been asking me to do videos on glitter and lasers, Eugenia Cooney, which I will talk about today, and who's the other one, Amberlyn Reed. You've asked me about a bunch of people, and yeah, I mean, I have my thoughts on all of them. I have not studied any of them too intensely, mostly because I'm just not too interested in them. Like I think that they've been around a while, and I feel like, I don't know, I think there are already so many YouTubers out there who have commented on them. So I don't really know what more I could add. I mean, like I said, I do have my thoughts, but I think the main reason is like, I don't know if I feel like putting all the energy, having to go through hours of their footage to really give you know, a super informed opinion. Because if I make a whole video on it, like I feel like I have to have at least some of that, right? Because people will be like, no, well, you didn't watch that one video where she said this. And yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to just generalize everything about a person by like one clip. So anyway, I will give my thoughts on some of them today. But just full disclosure, I'm just gonna say right now, I have not heavily like studied any of these people. I am just gonna give my thoughts and opinions on things I have seen from other creators, from clips from these creators. But yeah, I am in no way trying to say anything definitively. So the first one I guess we'll talk about is glitter and lasers. So I guess you guys have told me, and I've seen her stuff before. I did kind of do one video about her before actually, but it was actually kind of more in defense of her. She did something where like, she was running or something on a trail and this woman like kept congratulating her or whatever. And like at one point she was like, you know, look, I know that you see me on this trail every day. Like, I don't know if she really gave the woman an attitude, but I don't know explain it. I have a video on there somewhere, you know, I talk about it, but I kind of agreed with her because I do remember being like fat and people being like, I hate mock sympathy. You know what I mean? I hate that like, oh, you go girl. Like they're trying to be encouraging. I get it. But sometimes it's just embarrassing. Sometimes it's just like, I don't, what is the word I'm looking for? It's like they're almost making you seem like, I don't know, like inferior. Again, like I don't like sympathy. I don't like mock sympathy. It just makes me feel like a victim, and I'm not a victim. You know what I mean? So it's like, I kind of understood what she was saying. It was like this woman was almost like, oh, you know, you poor fat girl, wow, you know, you're doing so good, you know, we didn't expect much from you, honey, but look at you, you know, and it's just like, she's like, look, can you just leave me alone? Like, I'm a normal person. I know what I'm doing. I'm going for a walk. I'm going for a run, whatever. So I agree with her on that. But I think the biggest controversy, obviously, is that she's morbidly obese. She's in a scary morbidly obese range, I think. And she claims it is simply only because she has lipedema. I guess lipedema is a condition where you store fat, I think mainly like in the trunk, like in your legs and hips or whatever. I guess it could be anywhere, but that's mostly where it is. It mostly happens to women. Anyone of any weight can get it, I guess. It does seem to be more prevalent in women who are obese, I think. Again, you can fact check me on that. I don't know. That's just a little bit I've researched. But basically, lipedema, you know, it's fat that I don't know that they even really have they know what it's from, but it's very resistant to weight loss. And so it can make, yeah, I mean, you're just holding fat in places where you can't really do much about it. So there are cases of women who are like normal weight and pretty thin, but they still have like that excess fat in their trunk and you know, wherever they carry it. So yeah, it's very frustrating. So she has that apparently. But she's also, like I said, she is morbidly obese. So the question is, and what her defense is, oh, me being morbidly obese has, you know, nothing to do with my eating habits. And it is because of lipedema that I am morbidly obese, and I can't do anything about it because I eat healthy, I exercise, so there's nothing I can do about it. But as many people will point out, I mean, a lot of people just don't believe her. I think because one, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I know lipedema can make weight loss very hard. Can it make you gain 400 pounds, 500 pounds? You know, I don't know. It's kind of like the metabolism thing or like the hormone thing argument people want to say is, why is my hormones blah, blah, blah. Yeah, hormones can definitely affect weight loss. I mean, it can definitely make weight loss harder, but is an excuse for you being 400, 500 pounds. Like, I mean, is it really the hormones or is it the fact they're eating 5,000 calories a day, right? So that's what I don't know. And I guess with Glitter and Lasers, like people will point out that the way she eats, she's always eating, and you know, she has tried losing weight before and she'll do good, but then she'll go back at it, and then she always blames, it's always the lipedema, it's always the condition, it's never her, right? I did see a clip and it was interesting. I saw this clip where I guess she was complaining again, where she recognized, wow, like I am very fat, I am very unhealthy. I think she was on a beach or something and she was trying to run and she fell over or whatever, something happened, and she's like, I couldn't get up again. She just realized this is really bad, like I need to do something about this. So she's like, yeah, well then I did, again, she was trying to defend her weight loss or her lack of weight loss, right? Like, so I saw this clip and she was saying, look, I did try to lose weight. Like I did things like I reduced my salt intake and I tried to balance my hormones or whatever, right? Like I made these little changes, these, you know, small sustainable changes because I didn't want to do anything crazy. And you know, look, I tried, but it didn't work, right? Again, this is just a little clip that I saw, okay? But seeing that, and I haven't seen too much of her stuff, but just seeing that one clip, I mean, to me, it just seemed like, okay, well, this is where the problem is. And again, we talk so much on this channel, and I've said so many times, it always comes down to calories. A lot of people are just very unaware of how much they're eating, or they're in denial, and they just really don't understand. They really don't understand. And I also thought it was interesting because she's like, again, she's morbidly obese, okay? And she's saying, oh, well, I didn't want to do anything too crazy, and I was trying to make these small, sustainable changes. Yes, that's great, okay? Your weight loss should be sustainable. You shouldn't do anything crazy. At the same time, you are morbidly obese, okay? I don't know exactly how much she weighs. I think she's close to 500 pounds now, which means you are eating definitely over 3,000, 4,000 calories just to maintain that weight, okay? So if that is the case, you could literally eat 2,500 calories a day, which is like a normal, probably on the higher end, just for a normal sized person, okay? Just to maintain their weight. It's nothing crazy. She could go that far, okay? Slash off a couple thousand calories from her diet. She's in no way going to be in danger of undereating, okay? No way, right? She would lose weight doing that. Like when you are morbidly obese, you can afford to do something a little more extreme. again, I'm not saying like don't eat totally, but you can afford to put in some extra time at the gym. You can afford to burn more calories. Like, you will not wither away. And that's where I think, like, while I know it had good intentions, is it, the body positivity or the anti-diet dietitians? Again, they are coming from places of having extreme EDs on the other end. So yes, people like them, they need the reassurance that no, you do not need to, totally undereat to lose weight, or you should be eating more, right? You need to be eating healthy. It needs to be sustainable. Yes, they need that guidance. Again, when you are on the other end of the spectrum, like, it's funny how many people are like afraid to go a few hours without eating. They're afraid to go on a diet because they think it's going to lead to an ED. It doesn't happen like that, okay? It really just, it doesn't. I mean, it can. I know someone's gonna be like, well, it happened to me. I know, okay? It can. For the most part, most of us are not trying to do that. Most of us are not trying to go that route, okay? Again, said so many times before, most of us have the ED of the other problem, okay? I think it's like more than over half of the United States now is obese, guys. Come on, like, we're dying from eating too much. We're not dying from the other end, okay? And a lot of the times too, like the EDs, that is more of a mental health issue. There is usually always something else going on. That's not going to happen to everyone. Watching what you eat, eating less, just not eating junk food, which is all I've ever been trying to say, is just stop eating the junk food, exercise some more. My God, okay, my God, that is, how is that dangerous or inaccurate information? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys. So yeah, I mean, my thoughts on her are, look, I don't know what to say. I don't know too much about lipedema. It seems like it's just, like I said, the research is a little unclear. They don't know exactly what causes it. And yes, it is true that there is fat that is very resistant to weight loss or to, I guess, eating less. But again, is it the excuse for her being 400, 500 pounds? Is the fact that she eats 4,000 calories a day, does that really have no effect on her weight? I mean, come on, I think it's just some common sense. I think she probably could do a lot on her own to reduce her weight. I mean, again, she might always have a lipedema, but I think she could be in a better place. And well, I think she has taken GLP-1 before, right? And she did lose some weight, and then, I don't know what happened there. But again, it just goes to show, you get on GLP-1, again, the only reason you're losing weight is because you're eating less. So if you lost weight then clearly your body is working at least somewhat correctly. But yeah, speaking of like EDs, okay, so I saw that Eugenia Cooney, I guess we all know her, and it's so interesting. I remember her from a long time ago. So she's gotta be around my age. I think she is. I think she's in her 30s. I'm actually surprised that she is still around. And I say that, I say that regretfully. I do worry for her. I think her situation is very sad, but I am very surprised that she is still around. That is very surprising to me. But I saw somewhere that fans were saying that this might be the end for her because she was on a live, I guess, and she looked like she had some kind of episode, like she had to stop her live because she was having heart palpitations. It was bad, right? I saw the clip. It was really bad, really sad. But I think it just opens up, I mean, it's an interesting conversation because, yes, number one, she is definitely someone who has a problem. I do not think, at least in my opinion and for me, I don't think most people want to be that. Okay, yes, there are some very sick people out there who have, again, like I said, mental health conditions. I do not think that skinny talk or weight loss content, that is not the goal. Most of us do not want that. And like I have said before, look, yeah, I guess if that is your prerogative, if you are trying to be like Eugenia Cooney, you could take any kind of weight loss information and abuse it, right? And that's just the facts, okay? I don't think it's fair to say that because someone might use that the wrong way, I should not tell people who really do need to lose weight that, well, you know what? You should walk more and burn more calories. It's just, I don't know what to say. It's very sad and I get it, but then it is just crazy because they will ban people like Liv Schmidt. They will ban, try to censor my videos. And Eugenia Cooney is still around, right? And, look, I think that this has been a topic of debate for a while. As far as like, okay, should she be around? I think people have tried to ban her before and it didn't work. And I think, and look, I kind of agree with her in a way in that she's like, look, I have never intended to lead anyone down a wrong path. Like I've never given weight loss advice. I've only just been sharing my makeup or whatever, she does online. That is what she says. I highly doubt that is why she's popular, though. She's not popular for giving makeup tips. She's popular because I think people are watching her because it's kind of like watching a train wreck. I don't know. She's it's like an abnormality, right? It's like watching, it's like a freak show. I hate to say it, but it's why people like watching her or watching people on the very opposite extreme, like the 600-pound life people, because it's like, whoa, it's just so different from what you normally see. For sure, I think she has people who watch her who, do have issues like she does, and they watch her as a way to, I don't know. I mean, as like motivation, maybe. I'm not sure. I think she also probably has people who like fetishize her. I would find it very hard to believe that she did not know this, at least on some level. I mean, she has to know that is why she's popular. It is not because she shares makeup tips, right? So yeah, I mean, her intention maybe is a little more devious than she wants to admit. At the same time, if we're just talking about free speech, and I'm very much free speech, yeah, what is she doing? She's just existing, technically, okay? Technically, she is just existing. She's sharing makeup tips. She's not telling girls how to lose weight or anything like that, which I think would be a totally different thing. So does she have a right to have a platform? I mean, I guess so, because again, what can you really say to that? She's just existing. I think that it's not fair if you're just going to ban people because, well, you look too skinny, so you can't have a platform because you're just a bad influence. That's kind of like, what? I mean, imagine like some skinny person who's just like, well, say naturally skinny, but they're just living their life. It's like, what do you mean? Like, I can't be on, Instagram because you don't like the way I look. I think that's, no different than telling a really morbidly obese person, like, you can't post a photo because you're too fat. Like, that would be a huge thing in the press, right? It would be all over the place. Like, you can't tell me I can't have an Instagram or a YouTube channel because I'm too fat. And, look, I agree. I don't think just for existing, for showing your body, you deserve to be demonetized or something. I mean, imagine it was just like a really heavy girl who was giving makeup tips. Again, you could say the same argument. Well, the fact that she is so heavy, her purely existing is being a bad influence. I mean, maybe to some degree, but again, if she's not telling you like, hey, this is really healthy and you need to eat like me, what can you really say? I do think though, the mukbangs are a different thing because I think that is actually very toxic. So you're seeing the people like eat enormous amounts of foods that can be very harmful. And we know because I think she was a Chinese influencer or maybe she's a Korean influencer. I don't know, but literally her stomach erupted on live because she was eating too much. So yeah, I mean, again, if you're gonna ban all this skinny talk stuff, why aren't we banning the mukbang stuff? No one needs to be encouraged to eat more, okay? At least not your average American or average person in the West. So yeah, I don't know, the Eugenia Cooney thing, it's really sad. I don't know, it is very, very sad. And I feel that way too when I see people who are morbidly obese. I think especially when I see kids who are very obese, because I know what it was like to be an obese kid. I know the kind of trauma you're gonna go through, and I also know it's harder to lose it when you're an adult. So if you go through childhood and your teen years overweight, obese, you're more likely to stay that way as an adult. Just because it's harder to change your habits as an adult, I think. I mean, I think even my recent weight loss journey as an adult, people want to blame hormones or metabolism, whatever. I mean, it's already been, debunked that our metabolisms pretty much stay the same, right, through adulthood until we hit like menopause or, early 50s, 60s. So I personally have not noticed the rate of weight loss from when I was younger to now. I mean, what I have noticed though is that it's just more of a mental thing. I think that as adults, yeah, weight loss is a lot more mental for us. There's just so much other stuff going on in our lives. Our routines have totally changed since we were a kid, okay? And so we have so much more we have to focus on. But I also think that, and someone else actually commented this too, and I agree, I think I have said it before in a video, but it's like, look, when you're an adult, you have much more failure to bank on than you did when you were a kid, where it was like when you were a kid, at least for me, like I said why it was like easier for me at the time is because I didn't know that losing weight was hard. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to not be skinny, right? I never had this body positivity stuff tell me like, oh no, you're meant to be fat, and even if you lose the weight, you'll gain it back. I didn't know that, okay? I just read books by bodybuilders and like fitness professionals that told me, if you eat this way and you work out, you lose weight. So that's what I did. But now I think we have a lot of misinformation. And as an adult, again, you go through you have more failures, right? So it's like, well, I couldn't get that relationship together. So what makes me think that I can lose this weight, right? Or maybe you have tried losing weight in the past, but then something happened, you got pregnant, or something else happened. And again, you're like, it reinforces your belief that I can't do this because X, Y, Z, right? Where as a kid, like I said, I didn't have that. I was just like, I'm gonna lose weight. That was it, end of story, right? Didn't think anything else about it. Yeah, but I noticed as an adult, I think it's just, like I said, it's just harder because you have more of that mental trauma that you have to work through. You have more feelings of just not deserving it. You have, again, if you are maybe a mom or something, and you're like, well, I don't know, I feel guilty because I want to spend time with my kids, but I also want to work out. Am I a bad mom because I'm taking 30 minutes out of my day to work out when I could be spending that with my kids, right? So I think there's just so many other things that go into it when you're an adult that makes it harder. For sure, it makes it harder. But yeah, kids being overweight and obese at such a young age, it really does bother me. I really feel for them. There's only so much you can do. But it is ultimately up to the parents. I did do a video about this, why childhood obesity is the parents' fault. And I say it even with my own parents. I love my parents to death. I know it wasn't intentional on their part, but they should have intervened more. The kids don't know any better. Kids don't know what calories are. You are the one who controls the food. You are the head of the household, so it is up to you to instill these healthy habits in your own children. But I think what it is that a lot of times the parents themselves aren't healthy. The parents themselves are overweight. So they're just teaching their bad habits to their kids. So it's not genetic. that's not why everyone's fat. It's because everyone has the same habits, because your kids learn the same habits from you. But it's very scary too. I did do another video on this too. But how they are now giving Ozempic to kids. And I don't think that's a good route to go down. I really don't, because I think it's just, you're taking away the kids' ability to learn this on their own, which I think is more important, because are they going to be on the drug their entire life, right? Like, they need to learn on their own how to do it, how to regulate their appetite, how to learn how to be a healthy individual. But it is scary because some of these kids, like, they're finding high liver enzymes in kids now, which is really bad because that can lead to liver disease, cirrhosis. Again, you don't have to ever touch a drop of alcohol to die of liver cancer, liver cancer possibly if it gets to that, or liver disease. And that's scary. If you're already getting it as a kid, as a teenager, sometimes they say as young as like 10 years old, if you don't change, where are you going to be when you're in your 20s or 30s? Like, that's scary. This is bad, okay? This is really bad. And that's why I'm always going to say, like, look, you may even be in your 30s, 40s right now, and you're like, I don't know, I've been fat and I feel fine, my blood work's good, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, but have you checked your liver enzymes? Like, there is just the fact that having too much fat on your body is bad. And I don't care, maybe you don't have asthma, maybe you don't have diabetes yet. Maybe you will be lucky and not ever get those issues, but I would guarantee you that most people, that's not the case. That's not the case, okay? Obese people go to the doctor more. Obese people have more complications than normal weight people. This is just facts. So, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, you can believe you're healthy all you want, and hey, you do you. Again, you do you, right? If you want to stay fat and you believe you're healthy, fine. You're allowed to do that. But to say that this is healthy for everyone, that everyone should be fat, that it's totally fine and we need to shut up about it. No, I'm not gonna shut up about it. At least not when it comes to kids. You're an adult, you do you. But when it comes to kids, no, I wanna speak up about it because it's just not, it's not fair to them. I don't think, it's not fair. I think my life would have been drastically different had, there had been the right intervention when I was younger. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, whatever, it doesn't matter, but that's just how I feel. Anyway, I think I am a little bit done with my rambling for today. I am pretty much just finished folding all this laundry. Then I gotta go do more stuff. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to check out my new guided weight loss journal, the 1-year New You guided weight loss journal. It's available now on my website, wholcomb.com. I think it is a great motivational tool to help you get started on your weight loss journey. Or if you're just in a rut and you need something to help you keep focused, that is what it is made for. The first one is out now, but it is going to be a series in 3-month intervals. So 4 different journals that take you throughout the course of a whole year. Whole idea is to help you transform your life, transform your body in a whole year using the journaling method that I personally used to lose weight when I was a teen and lost 100 pounds. So if you want to check that out, that is available on my website And of course, my book, 1 Year 100 Pounds, is also available on Amazon, which you can also check out if you need some tough love motivation for losing weight and changing your life. So definitely check that out if you think it would be helpful for you or just want to support me and my channel. But of course, your like and subscribe is support enough, and I'm very grateful to all of you for watching me. So thank you again, and I will see you next time.